All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the CityLink board meeting for today, Monday, October 13th, 2025. We'd like to take a roll call vote, or roll call, please. Chris?
Trustee Hare,
Present.
Trustee Sterling Polk,
Present.
Trustee Knox,
Present.
Trustee Ahern, present.
All right, let's say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, item 3 on the agenda is the receipt and reading of the minutes from our meeting last month in September 8th. Do we have any comments about the meeting minutes? Can I get a motion to approve?
Make motion, sir.
Second?
Second.
Okay, motion is passed. Actually, can all of us who approve say aye, please?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. The next item 4 is the receipt and reading of communications. Are there any new communications?
None.
Okay, none. Item 5 on the agenda is the report of officers and trustees. Are there any reports from the officers or trustees? Yes.
The Finance Committee did meet on Friday the 10th. We had a really, really great meeting. I think we finally have the right person in the right place. I think we're going forward as we should. One of the things that we did talk about is the fact that with things being as precarious as they are with state and federal funding, we want everybody to take a good look at what they do every day. Think outside of the box. Is there a way that we can reduce any expenses that you might have in your departments? Nothing, we're going to do anything, but we just like for you to think about what might happen if we don't get all of the funding that we're accustomed to. That's it.
Okay. Thank you, Patty. Item 6, the report of standing committees. Do we have any reports? Patty?
The ADA committee will be meeting via Teams on the 15th at 1 o'clock.
Okay, thank you, Patty. Next item is report of the general manager. Kofi?
Yes. I have five items to report on. The first one has to do with our triennial. It came to an end on September 29th. A couple areas have been identified for corrective action. So identified areas we're working on and making sure that what has been pointed out is corrected. We have time frames to make sure that all these things are corrected and submitted. So that is being worked on. There was a town hall meeting here in Peoria. The Sierra Club, in conjunction with Senator Dave Kaler, had this, and overall, this looked at sustainable funding for public transit. So we had quite a few members of the community show up. This was hosted by Mayor Ali. There were a few questions that were directly posed for CityLink. I was part of that panel, so those questions were addressed accordingly. We currently working on our NTD, so this is a yearly report. It opened up October 1st. We have till the end of the month to submit it. This has to do with about 4 or 5 departments. I've already met with the department heads. We're working on this to make sure that by the end of the month, we have all reports due and submitted to the state. Regarding the paratransit service transition update. So at this point, we meet on weekly basis with We Drive You, looking at the logistics, whatever needs to be done for a smooth transition. Bill is working on a contract where we would have GPMTD contract with We Drive You. We're hoping that by the end of this week or sometime early next week, we would have a contract with We Drive You. It's when we have this contract in hand that our union here would start negotiation with the employees that they are mostly getting from Transdev. So this is work in progress. Bill is working on the contract. Finally, security at the TC. It's always a topic of concern, a lot of vagrancy. So I had a meeting with the police chief, and we discussed different ways in which we as an organization can help to address some of these concerns. He gave some very good ideas. I would work with my team, and the police department is also very ready to support, come in whenever they are needed. But he gave some good ideas that I'm going to follow up on. That would be all I have for my report.
Okay, any questions? Okay, thank you. Oh, go ahead.
I don't have any questions about what you just reported,
Yeah.
but when I go through the report that you have of individual departments, I just wanted to call to the attention of marketing. We always do the same thing every year for Stuff a Bus. Kroger has been the one that we have been using all the time, but I have sort of an issue with that because they have created food deserts in quite a few of our areas in Peoria, predominantly the ones where we get the most of our constituents from. They closed their facility on Harmon Highway. They recently closed one on Sterling, and then they had closed one over in the East Bluff on Wisconsin. So my only concern is that we should find other stores or other venues, or at least share that, because that's a lot of advertising that we give to that one particular organization. And my other hope is that I know that the Neighborhood House, Friendship House is really a good organization, but we are supposed to be community involved. We need to look at other organizations that we can share that with. We've got Salvation Army, we've got Southside Mission. There are a lot of places that give out food, and we just need to be, I think, as we move forward, more conscious of being more open with what we do with our donations.
Thank you. No taking.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the next item is project updates from Assistant General Manager Brad Stiltman.
Good evening. We've got a couple things to update you all on tonight. The first one is the bus refurbishment project. We recently received back the 9th bus out of that project. Number 10 is up there currently being worked on. We expect to have that back here on site by the end of November. And then we have the fare box that we've been speaking about for a while. The scope has been updated. Currently working on the ICE so we can get that submitted to the state for pre-bid concurrence. And we also have the AVL system. We're still looking for the funding to add that to those 10 buses that we have, the most recent ones that we purchased. Once we have that funding isolated, then we'll also start working with IDOT on concurrence for that as well.
Question.
Certainly.
On the fare box, said scope updated. Is there, what significantly was updated in the scope?
It was nothing significant. The majority of the scope was pretty good. There's some language in it that myself, I'd rather have it worded a little bit differently. The actual body of it was good.
Okay, so nothing substantive really
No.
changed. Okay.
It's a pretty involved scope. It's a long one. So, but I just wanted to make sure that it was, before we send out, to make sure it had our spin on things. Certainly.
We don't have funding for the AVL for our new buses. So tell me how does that affect the buses? Because I know we're using those buses.
We are.
So so tell me how that affects them.
Basically, that affects our on-road analytics that we have. That reports back directly here automatically. The fare boxes are in the system, so we rely on the drivers to enter in and key in full fare, half fare, and that relies on that for that information.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
No, I don't think so. Okay, thank you, Brad. The next item is the operations update from Director of Operations, Ken.
Evening. If you take a look at your brochures and the screens, the first thing you're gonna see is that for the month of September, the numbers are awful high. Don't panic, just take those numbers to the side so I can explain this to you. So for the actual number for September in the year 2024, there was actually 142,890, and for the year 25 is 143,446. A difference of 0.39 increase. For the East Peoria, year 24 was 21,943. For the year 25, it was 21,591, which was a 1.6% decrease. And then for the Pekin routes, year 24 was 10,967, and year 25 was 10,16162, which was a 7.34 decrease. That 175 numbers that you have on your screens here, if you'll take the three numbers from the 24, add those together, you'll get a total of 175,800, and that's your total up to date. Same thing with the 25, you'll get 175,199. We're still showing, with those complete numbers, we're still showing a decrease of 0.390%. So we're getting back, but we're not quite there yet. So
Okay.
accidents for this last month was 5 preventable accidents. They've all been taken care of with corrective action and retraining. Those are good to go. So.
Every month I ask for a little bit more information on the accidents. I mean, I don't want you to write out what happened moment by moment, but say like they hit a tree, and then what you did, what was the corrective action from that? Because my concern is we keep having all of these preventable accidents. What are we doing to make sure that those don't continue?
Right.
Okay.
Most of them they ran through a corrective action program through safety and training department.
Okay.
And then they're turned back over to operations to make sure that we're doing things the right way. So
Okay.
hopefully in the future we'll get those simulators up and running a little bit more so we
Okay.
can actually put more people through those.
So our simulators are not working.
Oh no, they're working. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're working.
All right.
We've just been in the process of having so many classes to get actual operators on the road and stuff that we haven't had a chance to break away from that training cycle yet. So
Okay, thank you.
yeah.
Okay. Any other questions for Ken? I had a question on the sheet called Operations Monthly Review. You have corrective actions, cutting route 3, cell phone 4, termination 2. I mean, can you explain what cell phone 4 is as far as a corrective action?
That's actually our operators illegally using their phones while they're driving the buses.
Okay, so you did corrective action to prevent that? Is that-
Very much so, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
all right, thank you. Okay, thank you, Ken. I failed to mention on item 8, the org chart. I skipped over that. Kofi, could you talk about that, please?
So due to DPNTD's staffing changes and updates, I hereby request for the approval of an updated organizational chart. For instance, we have Brenda now as the finance director. So I hereby request for the approval of GPMT's updated organizational chart.
I move we accept the board charge presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Motion passed. Thank you.
All in favor?
All in favor? Say
Aye.
Aye. Okay. We'll move on then to paratransit report. April or Angel?
Thank you, sir. In addition to what you have in your packet, if you have any other extra questions regarding anything in the packets, please interrupt me anytime. Just some highlights. We are, on-time performance is 89%, which is up 16% from year over year. So we're very happy about that. And that also includes with a 14.73% increase in ridership. So higher ridership and higher on-time performance is always a good thing. So we're very happy about that. We are actively working with the future provider of services, and we will be working with CityLink on that as well. We have a meeting later this week, and we will continue to provide that professional service as we can.
Okay. Are there any questions for Angel?
All right, thank you.
If not, thank you. Next item on the agenda is public comments. Are there any? Okay. I did receive a letter from, if you allow me to read it, it's from the Hasselberg, Greavy, Snodgrass, Urban, and Wentworth law firm. It says, addressed to me, it says, Mr. Hare, this is a thank you letter to compliment your staff on getting Sandra Crilly from her house located in North Glen Ellum Drive in Peoria Heights to and from the Bark for the Park event at Tower Park in Peoria Heights. The transportation was on time both ways. The drivers were exemplary. In particular, Dennis, who picked up Sandra at approximately 1:00 p.m., was very kind. I also wanted to give a special thank you to Ted, who also assisted, along with his daughter, Victoria, who happened to just be at the park event with her 2 dogs. Even though Ted was off duty, he recognized Sandra and helped facilitate loading Sandy onto the van with Dennis. I am the guardian of the estate for Sandra, and I greatly appreciate your efforts of your staff in transporting her to where she needs to go. Very truly yours, David L. Wentworth II. So, thank you very much. It's really encouraging. When you get a letter from a law firm, you don't always know what's inside. So that was a good one. So thank you for all the staff and everybody who helped make that possible. So, is there any old business that we have? Okay. New business. Item A is approval of workman's compensation settlement number 2025-3 in the amount of $96,393.96. Attorney Wambacher.
I believe an email was sent out to all the board members with information with regard to this particular workers' compensation settlement. It was negotiated by our attorney, Tim Cassidy, who handles all the workers' comp for us. So I would ask that you go ahead and approve the settlement that's been negotiated in that amount.
Okay. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay, thank you. Roll call. Could you do a roll call, please?
Trustee Hare?
Approve.
Trustee Stoltenpohl?
Approved.
Trustee Knox?
Approved.
Trustee Air, approve.
Okay, thank you. The next resolution is Resolution 2616, recommendation to authorize month-to-month basis for legal services with Attorney William C. Wambacher for a period of 4 to 6 months. Kofi?
The purpose of this summary is to obtain authorization to proceed on a month-to-month basis with William C. Wambacher to provide legal services.
Okay.
Recommendation. It is recommended that the Board of Trustees authorizes a contract amendment with William C. Wambaker for legal services starting October 1st, 2025 through March 1st, 2026 at the rate fee scheduled as provided in resolution number 26-16.
A motion we approve, resolution 2616.
I have
Okay.
a couple, just
Pause.
where you actually have the schedule, your option 4 takes it from 10/1/2025 to 9/30/2026. Shouldn't that be 3/1 of 2026, since that's what it says in the recommendation? And then there are no dates at all in the actual contract amendment stating that it's for that length of time. So if that can be corrected, then I'm all for the motion.
That will be corrected to
Okay.
reflect, yes.
Right.
Okay, any other questions on that?
Need a second.
Can I get a motion?
Paige, you have a second?
I'm sorry.
Second.
Okay, all right, thank you. Can I get a roll call, please?
Trustee Hare?
Approve?
Trustee Stoltenpult?
Approved.
Trustee Knox?
Approved.
Trustee Garrett, approve.
Okay, thank you. Next, resolution is Resolution 2616. It's a recommendation to authorize. Okay, did I not say 2616? I did. Okay. I'm sorry.
Brandon?
All right, sorry about that. I skipped B, Resolution 2615, so we'll do that now. Resolution 2615 is a recommendation to authorize the execution of the fourth-year option with Cassidy and Mueller, PC, for legal services. Kofi, do you want to talk about that?
It is recommended that the Board of Trustees authorize the execution of the fourth-year option with Cassidy and Mueller, PC, for legal services starting October 1st, 2025 through September 30th, 2026 at the rate and fee as provided in resolution number 2615.
Okay, any questions about that resolution? If not, can I get a motion to approve?
Yeah, I move we accept resolution 2615 as recommended.
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. Can I get a roll call, please?
Trustee Hare?
Approve?
Trustee Stoltenpult?
Approved.
Trustee Knox?
Approved.
Trustee Hare, approve.
Okay, moving along to Resolution 26-17. This is a recommendation to approve authorization signature authority with Busey Bank and PNC Bank. Director of Finance Brenda Graves.
Hi, folks. Good to see you. So GPMTD has a contract with Busey Bank and PNC Bank. Currently, Busey and PNC banks are designated as depositories in which funds of the GPMTD are deposited. Due to new board appointments and general administration changes, we're requesting the signature authority be updated. It's recommended that the Board of Trustees authorizes Patty Sterling Polk, Treasurer, Kofi Kasea, General Manager, Brad Siltman, Assistant General Manager, and Brenda Graves, Finance Director, as agents of the Greater Peoria Mass Transit District regarding signature authority with Busey Bank and PNC Bank for all banking transactions. It is recommended that any bank transaction exceeding $25,000 requires 2 signatures.
Okay.
It should be not to exceed, because
Good point.
Kofi can only approve up to 25,000. So if it exceeds that, so that should be in there. Instead of saying exceeding 25, it should be not to exceed 25,000. Because otherwise, it's an open, it's a carte blanche.
Agreed.
So, okay, not to exceed,
Okay.
right.
And finally, in September 2025, the total monthly operating expenses were $2,813,000.
No.
We have to approve,
have to do this.
sorry, before you go into the, okay.
So, pending, update of, Patty's, edit, I move that we accept resolution 2617 with the additional recommendation.
Okay.
I'll second.
Second. Thank you, Chris. All right, motion passed. Shall I do a roll call? Roll call. Yeah, okay. Chris, do you?
Trustee Hare?
Approve.
Trustee Solopok?
Approved.
Trustee Knox?
Approve.
Trustee Ahern approved.
Okay, with that, we'll move on to the financial report for September 2025, board bills. Brenda?
Thank you, sir. Okay, in September 2025, the total monthly operating expenses were $2,813,211.71, representing 6.43% of the operating annual budget. It's recommended that the Board of Trustees approve the requested disbursements.
Okay, any questions about that? If not, can I get a motion to approve?
I move we approve financial report as presented.
Second?
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Trustee Hare?
Approved.
Trustee Solopok?
Approved.
Trustee Knox?
Approved.
Trustee Ahern approved.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that then concludes our board meeting.
Make motion to adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Okay. All right. What? Roll call. Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. That concludes our board meeting. Thank you.